Good evening, everyone on the EU server. Tonight, we are following the 4th Previous Skill Tournament 3rd day, which is also the final day of the Previous Skill Tournament series. I'm just going to quickly run through the tournament format. You should know the format by now, which is with stages 1 and 2, a double elimination format. So that means each team have 2 lives, and the top 2 will qualify to the next round. The most important stage would be the 3rd stage, which will be a single elimination format. There are 8 teams in each group, but if you don't win in the quarterfinal, then you're out for tonight. We have a best of 5 series for the quarterfinals and semifinals, and a best of 7 series for the final and the 3rd place matches. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's just a simple visualization would help you understand more about the double elimination format. So as you can see, each team has 2 lives, and the top 2 will be going to the next round. Same for stage 2, and this is the 8-team single elimination where there is no lower bracket. So I think the most important thing, a lot of people will be wondering about the cups distribution. So you might be overwhelmed by the numbers here, but I'm going to talk you through about all the possible scenarios that we might encounter tonight. And here it is, gaps table. I hope it helps you understand the situation of the top 8 fight of the Apex server, and now I'm trying to do the same for the EU server. Basically, we assume that AKRA should be safe in the top 8, given that they have a decent seeding. So we're going to take a look at TQT, Raid, and Endgame currently in the top 8. They all have a tough group. Axe, FAZE, and Immor are looking to leapfrog them, but how many cups do they? How many cups of difference do they have between these teams? So I hope this matrix is going to help you. However, we have a really terrible seeding in the quarterfinal in Group 2, whereby Raid is going to play against TQT in the quarterfinal, and this is going to decide the momentum of the top 8 fight. And if Raid lose to TQT, then Raid will be in deep trouble. But if TQT lose to Raid, then they are probably fine. But we don't know. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, so let's assume that TQT win. If TQT win, then I mean, they will get at least a 4th place, and as you can see, the gap is at most 1044. That is not enough to overtake. That is higher than the gap between TQT and Axe, FAZE, and Immor, but I think they should be getting the 3rd place if they qualify to the semi-final. So essentially, if they qualify to the semi-final, they should be safe. They should be safe likely, unless Axe gets 1st place tonight and TQT gets 3rd place, which is quite likely because they will face rejects in the semi-final. So in that case, TQT, Axe might overtake TQT, but FAZE and Immortals will not overtake TQT in any situation if TQT qualify. So I think Axe, the biggest target will be to get the 1st place, but if they don't get the 1st place, they are not done yet. Because Raid, if they don't win against TQT, their gap between Axe and FAZE are not a lot. So as you can see the table, 5th to 8th place, they will bow out in the 5th to 8th place if they lose to TQT. This is the gaps table. In order for Axe to overtake Raid, Axe will have to finish in the 2nd place. If they finish in the 3rd, Raid will still be above Axe, and also FAZE. If FAZE also get the 3rd place, unless Raid, unless FAZE get the 1st place. So no, unless Raid gets the 2nd, unless FAZE get this qualified to the final. Okay. So if FaZe qualify to the finals, then they will overtake Raid, and Axe will overtake Axe. If they don't win against Endgame, then the situation will be that Axe will not be in the top 8. So they must win against Endgame in most of the situations. Okay, so again, just going to summarize what I just said. Raid, if they lose to TQT, they will have to hope that Axe and FaZe don't qualify to the final in order to stay in the top 8. However, or maybe not, because Axe, the gap between Raid and Axe is just 414. So if Raid bow to the quarterfinals, then Axe could actually leapfrog Raid by finishing 3rd, and also hoping that FaZe will qualify to the final. That's one scenario that Axe could qualify even losing to Endgame. So I think the most important part would be Endgame and Axe, because that would pretty much decide who is going to finish in the top 8. However, if Axe win against Endgame and finish in the 2nd place, they will have the same number of cups, okay, as Endgame. And currently, Endgame have higher clan rating than Axe. So, and the gap is like 10%. So this is very unlikely for Axe to overtake Endgame in the tie. So even if Axe win against Endgame in the semi-final, and Endgame finish in the 3rd place, Endgame could still be above Axe, and also hoping that FaZe will not finish in the 1st place, because the gap is 734 compared to 640. So if we are seeing a situation whereby FaZe finish in the 2nd place and Endgame in the 3rd place, then in this situation, Endgame would be about both Axe and FaZe. So this is going to get really complicated. So bear with me. So once again, if Axe win against Endgame and Raid lose, then the top 8 would be TQT, Axe, and Endgame. FaZe will not overtake them unless they win their group tonight. So really good chance for Endgame to finish in the top 8. And if okay, so and if Endgame qualify and Axe do not qualify, then Raid will have to hope that FaZe are not in the final. Otherwise, FaZe will overtake Axe and Raid. That's 320, and that would mean Axe and FaZe are tied. And FaZe currently have higher clan rating, so it relies on FaZe to lose a lot of games and Axe to get really close in order to win on a tiebreak. So anything can still happen tonight. And however, if Raid win against TQT, then things will get a lot clearer, because TQT have a safe gap between Axe and FaZe and Immortals. Technically, Immortals can still get top 8 if they finish 1st, but that's going to be really unlikely as they have APA potentially in the grand final. So what will happen to TQT is that the gap between TQT and Axe are 622 and 942. So in order for Axe to overtake TQT, then Axe have to finish in the 2nd at least. So if TQT lose, then Axe must win endgame, or else they would not get top 8. And for FaZe, they will have to get the 1st place. Otherwise, they won't be overtaking TQT. So things will get a lot easier. Things would become a lot clearer when TQT lose. And if Raid lose, then there will be a lot of permutations that will be considered. And if Raid lose, then we might see Raid endgame Axe, or endgame FaZe in a top 8. I think that these 3 situations are very possible. And also, if Axe win against endgame, then then it's endgame Axe anyway. It's endgame Axe anyway, because Raid and endgame are just you know, they have it's just only a placing higher than endgame. Then raid will be enough for endgame to overtake raid. So again, 3 situations. If raid lose, it will be either 8 endgame still in the top 8, or endgame max, or endgame FAZE, depending on the situation. So we will see. So we will see what will happen. But endgame looks pretty safe in the top 8, unless we are seeing FAZE winning the first place, which again will shuffle things up. But it's going to become likely that it will be FAZE endgame still. So yeah. So we know today is the last day of the Pro Skill tournament, and 3 days later will be the start of the professional tournament. Group stage and final stage will be held from the 18th. Challengers tournament will be held from 10th to the 14th of May. So is the Lower Echelon Championship. I haven't said a lot about the top 16 fight, but basically there won't be any changes likely to the top 16 unless Sparts and PWNZ do really well tonight, which looks quite unlikely, to be honest with you. Anyway, this is the bracket we're following here. Axe versus Kraken Esports in the quarterfinal. It's going to be a hard one for Axe. Kraken Esports can prove to us that they can upset the odds, although they haven't been really able to upset the top 8 team. But I haven't said 4 clans which are mathematically safe, which are KROLI, AKPA, ARWV, and RJCTS. So for tonight, those clans, they are just going to train. There is no stake at their hands. They are safe in the top 8. They must play though. If they don't play, then they will not be granted the number of cups for the for the 3rd day. They must play though. They must play, otherwise they will gain no cups. Then things will get really interesting. Okay, so Thomas Peterson has made the following predictions, which will be APA, Aqua, Rejects, Crowley, Endgame, TQT, Raid, and AKRA. And I think currently Raid is about TQT, so Thomas Peterson is predicting Raid to overtake the TQT scenario where TQT will lose. Will that be the case? We'll find out tonight, and I will go back to the room, get into the training room, not training room, the waiting room. And we will go in to the quarterfinal, the start of an interesting, exciting final. Okay, I'm in. 2 minutes left to go, and I hope people will understand the situation tonight. I'm going to go to the lounge and just look at the seeding, look at the groups. Group 5 with FAZE will be playing against either Vale or SPT. Then Hawk will also be in that group too. Group 1 we have Crowley, Isra, Trick, Endgame, Lucky, Axe, and Kraken Esports. It's a stacked group. And then we have Group 2 Rejects against either TQT or Raid. This is going to be an important game for both teams. ARWV versus Monk, and Noxu versus Opax in the quarterfinal too. Group 3 we have AKRA versus either RNG or Crayon. Who versus Raffle, and I versus XT Kill. Should not be too difficult to predict. Group 4 we have Bart versus Punisher, and then Immortals versus High, APA versus Pink, and PWNZ versus TUFUA. And Group 5 again, Paul versus TXCTM, and Wendy versus Bayesh. 1 minute to go. Let's go to the room now. Axe versus Kraken Esports. Looking at the lineup here, we have Axe taking a Sheridan, a T100 LT, quadruple T110 and a 215P. On the other hand, Kraken Esports will take double 60TP, a Crown Bargain double IS7, a T100 LT, and a T110 a lot of you might be wondering, where is Jones? Unfortunately, there was a force majeure situation whereby the captain of that team was involved in a traffic accident, and he was unable to register the team in time. And even if he did, Jones might be playing with a crippled lineup. So I feel very sorry for them, and this explains why they are currently not in the top 16. And I wish... Oh my god. I don't know what happened there. Well, anyway, now I wish the captain of Jones, which is Romeo, a speedy recovery. And I can't emphasize more that health goes first. Yes, we love tournaments. We love everyone playing without any injuries. We love to see the teams in their strongest form, but health must come first. And I hope I have sent the message really clear here. Just hopefully, if anyone from Jones are watching this, we are thinking of you. Okay, so let's look at Hidden Leaf or Beetle in the Sheridan. Looking to capture B very quickly, and already a couple of tanks of Kraken Esports being spotted. So not a terrible start for Axe. They also drop into B more quickly than Kraken Esports. So Cat lead will go to Axe, and Kraken Esports will be the one that needs to make a rotation. We are seeing a couple of blind shots coming through to Akron. Akron takes a hit, but so does Gatsu and also Hindering Pain. Hit points are currently in favor of Kraken Esports. And Kraken Esports are trying their hand on C, which they're going to be able to take that home without any contest. So will Axe try to pressure on A? Biscuit takes a hit here, but it seems Kraken Esports are trying to pressure B. And we can see Obito trying to get some proxy spots, but unable to do so. Setsu trying to brawl with Venezuela. At the moment, Axe looks a bit spread out, and Kraken Esports so far... Oh, they shot onto Obito from Biscuit. So far, it's quite even. But Biscuit takes another hit, and Axe are now pressuring A. They're trying to take A. Will Kraken Esports be able to defend A? It seems they're trying to go back to reset A, and they're taking some shots while doing so. But Obito takes a big hit and gets killed by Venezuela. So it's one tag up for Kraken Esports. And A could be captured by Axe. Oh, might not be the case because Waterfall gets reset. Kraken Esports. They still haven't lost a tank yet, but Axe at the moment, they're trying to take Biscuit down, which potentially have overcommitted. And that will be the case. It's now a 6 versus 6. Hit points are in favor of Kraken Esports, and the Kraken Esports are trying to push back onto A, and they're trying to take out Hindering Pain, and that's the case. That will bring the situation to a 5 versus 6. Kraken Esports are dominating the A side with Axe getting a little bit slow on the B side too. We lost Waterfall as well, so that brings it to a 4 versus 6. Gats to good shot onto Soul, but Axe, they really need to clear out the tanks here, and they don't have the Crowley too. They lost Setsu, it's now 3 versus 5. Kraken Esports starting the night really well, and Akron in the T100 LT, spawning up the rest of Axe tanks. Kraken Esports will have the win at the start, and who would have thought that Kraken Esports are on their way to spoil the party of Axe. Good shot onto Gats too, and Gats is trying to take out Venezuela, but gets killed by Yellow Crayon, and Kraken Esports will get a deserved win here, 1-0 to Kraken Esports. Wow, what's a start for Kraken Esports. Axe. I think spread. I think they were not very together. There are a couple of isolated tanks, and Kraken Esports capitalized on that formation weakness of Axe really well, and Axe could have really consolidated their forces. Kraken Esports team do that better, and that brings Kraken Esports the advantage, 1-0. Oh dear, that could become that could add to the uncertainty to the top 8 fight tonight. Kraken Esports, they will have a win here, and the supporters of Axe are obviously in the chat tonight, and I think Axe really have to rely on your supports because they really need that. Axe, to be safe, Axe need to win against Endgame. But first, they have to win against Kraken Esports. Can they do it? Axe versus Kraken Esports. We will be seeing Axe changing the lineup here. They're going to be taking triple E5s and double 215B instead, but it's still insisting with the Sheridan and the 200 LT. Kraken Esports, on the other hand, will change their lineup quite a lot here. A 60 TP double Crown, a Strift K double IS7, a T100 LT. Great start for Axe and for Kraken Esports, I mean. And they are on their way to make a huge upset. However, it's just only the first battle. Kraken Esports need to win 2 more in order to win against Axe. So let's say. And this is not going to help Axe clan rating at all. Currently they're lower than FAZE in the clan rating. So if Axe finish below FAZE by 1 position, it's possible that my game crashed again. It's possible that FAZE will overtake Axe on the leaderboard. And let's hope my game will load in. Yes, my game will load in. I hope this is not going to happen in the next one, because that's not good. We haven't missed anything here, so that's brilliant. I might change into another late time because I am like the game crashed with me taking a Sheridan. Alright, so let's look at GATS 2 in the T100 LT. Looking to get into A. Meanwhile, Kraken Esports will get to B. And it will be Kraken Esports getting the lead on B, not Axe. But it's just a really small advantage that Kraken Esports has with the... Oh, cap advantage, but Obino takes a hit from Zul. Great start to Kraken Esports. Not sure what the plan of Conan is. Takes a hit that shouldn't be taken. But Alex takes a hit. In terms of hit points, Kraken Esports have the hit advantage. And Obito was trying to get C, but Yellow Crayon would not know that there are 2 tanks coming for them. But Kraken Esports seems to be ready. There are tanks that could easily shut down the push coming onto Yellow Crayon. Good shots onto Yellow Crayon and also Akron. But at the same time, Hidden Rain takes a couple of shots. Now, Hidden Rain Pain and Gas needs to come in because Axe are dropping a lot of hit points. And they're trying to push onto Yellow Crayon, but they will take some hit points in doing so. A couple of bounces in the way as well. Obito needs to pay a big shot onto Yellow Crayon, but Obito also takes a big hit. Conan is now dead. Waterfall is out. It's now a 5 versus 7. This is not looking good at all for Axe. And Axe needs to take out Yellow Crayon. They do, but Obito is going to go down really quickly. We are seeing the focus now onto Biscuit, and Obito will try to survive, but he could not. And it's now 4 versus 6. Kraken Esports are again leading, but Axe have 2 caps compared to Kraken Esports with only 1. So that could be a consolation prize, but Kraken Esports are numerically advantageous over to their spawn. So it relies on Axe to win this 2 versus 2 fight. Can they do so? GATS 2 cannot put a shell onto Akron, and I think this will go to Kraken Esports, and that will bring it to a match point to Kraken Esports. Oh wow. Axe. We might see Axe bowing out of the quarterfinal, and this is not something that we are expecting here. Kraken Esports are here to spoil the party with Daidara, also taken out by Arix, and we are seeing Duran tracked here. Oh dear, oh dear. Hit the Rain Pain, gets tracked, and we'll put a shot onto Duran, but I don't think this is going to be enough. We're going to be seeing Venezuela looking to go and capture C and Zul and the rest of the Crown Bargains there to shut down Hit the Rain Pain. Oh, Hit the Rain receives a bounce here, but it's not from Zul. Zul is going to put a big shot onto Hit the Rain Pain and capture A. At the same time, Venezuela will get C. Kraken Esports trying to win by caps if they couldn't kill Hit the Rain Pain quickly enough. And Arix will be there to shut down Hit the Rain Pain. What on earth is happening to Axe? What on earth is happening tonight? Axe looking like a shadow of themselves. This is not a good... This is a great performance by Kraken Esports. And Axe are now on the verge of being eliminated in the quarterfinal. It's going to be 2-0 for Kraken Esports now. And Axe must act. Otherwise, Akatsuki. they won't be in the top 8 no matter what. We are seeing 5 times doing more than 2k for Kraken Esports, and that's only 3 times doing more than 2k. The push wasn't really well coordinated, and a great job to Kraken Esports for shutting down the middle area so that the middle push don't materialize that well. And we are changing to a neighbor frontier, and this is now on there before for Axe. If Axe don't win against Kraken Esports in the next 3 battles, Axe are out. Axe will be out of running, and Kraken Esports will feel really happy about that performance so far. They will have no regrets. They are not in the top 16 at the moment, but I do feel for Kraken Esports. They're currently in the top 32 if I remember correctly. Whatever position they are finishing tonight is not going to send them in the top 16, I believe. So a bit sad. I feel sad for Kraken Esports, but it is what it is sometimes. I mean, the seeding is not perfect, and it's very difficult to figure out a perfect seeding without having to manually do that. So Axe, last chance for them. It's going to be double ice for triple E5, 6TP and 200 LT. Kraken Esports are going to ready up in the 6TP, triple E5, double I7 and Strift K. It's the same situation as XPT. They were down 0-2 against TSIA in the lower bracket first round. They won 3 in a row. Can the same happen to Axe? Axe needs to wake up now. If they don't, they're over. My game crashed again. Don't know why, but I'm going to reload into the game. And if this say happens in the professionals tournament, I will consider changing my PC. I might have to start preparing that. And this is not good news for me, that this game will really crash every time I try to get into a game. But let's see what's going to happen here. Axe, red team from the south spawn with Kraken Esports, blue team from the north spawn. We're seeing Hidden Leaf in the T100 LT looking to get their spots for the team. And Kraken Esports are committing their forces over to C. So we could see a brawl situation happening over to C, but Duran is spotted. Arix is also spotted. So some information for Axe. Only Gats2 is spotted for the Axe team. So Kraken Esports don't know. Oh, the T110E5 is also spotted. Will we see reset shots onto C? I don't think so. Hidden Ray Conan is going to be in a really aggressive position. Let's follow him for a moment. Akron gets C and will go back to safety, and Conan will not find anyone. Some shots been fired on the Sulu, and Venezuela gets to takes a hit, and Itachi will try and go for B, and Yellow Crayon might be tasked to reset B. And at the same time we have Obido getting A. And that could mean Axe will have a cap lead by having 2 caps here. Kraken Esports, they will have to do the rotation. B is captured. And we are seeing Arix taking a hit from Itachi. So in terms of trading, Axe is doing a better job, but Kraken Esports is not far behind at the same time. Arix not able to fire a shot onto Hidden Leaf, but we could see Yellow Crayon big hit onto Itachi with a tungsten shell. That's painful. And once again, Kraken Esports have the hit point advantage, and they're tempted to try to go for B. They're trying to go for B, but they're going to be double ice for the way. Gats2 will be there, but Kraken Esports will try to go for Beyond Mars. And this is going to be a challenge for Axe. Can they reset B? Can they take out the ice of the tanks of B? At the same time, Axe are trying to find out a way to shut down Kraken Esports. So far, they haven't been successful. They are forced to take out to shoot different targets. And Axe really need to get their focus fire sorted sooner or later. And the focus is on to Venezuela. And Crack's focus fire is onto Itachi. But Venezuela's first tank down. However, Gats2 is trapped there. But he will be able to put a shot onto Yellow Crayon. And Alex trying to nudge, but no, it's a kill onto Gas to by Zoo. And it's now going to be a 6 versus 6. 6 versus 5. 5 versus 5. Alex and Itachi take out in concession. I forgot that word. Diandara is now a focus for Kraken Esports. And we could see now Kraken Esports looking to take out another tank, but Conan is trying to get C, but he has a lot of hit points. I'm not sure about this, but Diandara is dead. Oh no, the turret hits Rain Pain for a bit, and Rain Pain needs to get a shot in onto Akron, and it will be the case. The game is still really close. Setsu is now down to one shot. It's a 4 versus 4 situation. 4 versus 3 now. Axe are in trouble. Biscuit's down to one shot. Biscuit is down. 3 versus 3. And we can see a 1 versus 1 happening here. Obito bouncing onto Zoo. But the win will be decided if either one of them win this fight. And it seems Obito has the DPM to do that. But Obito can't bounce the next one. Obito gets the kill, but Crayon gets the kill at the same time. It's a 2 versus 2. Axe have 2 caps compared to Kraken Esports with only 1. Kraken Esports have B, but they don't have A. They're now relying on getting all 2 tanks out of the fight. Hidden Rain pace is now quite low, but Duran bounces. Hidden Rain Conan. Good shot onto Duran, and Rain pace now down to 1 shot. It's now 1 versus 2. Can Colin carry the team for Axe? Or maybe he doesn't need to do that because Axe have the cap lead. They just have to survive for long enough. But that's a big shot from Yellow Crayon onto Conan. 955. Can Conan survive for long enough during dropping this adrenaline? 985. Yellow Crayon has a hope. He will get an ammo rat here, but he will not be able to reload quickly enough. Axe holding on to a victory, bringing this to a 1-2. That was extremely close. Well done to Axe. Kraken Esports, Yellow Crayon, although doing more than 6k, he was not able to bring the game to Kraken Esports and send them through to the semi-final. Axe, game on for them. They are now bringing this closer to a 1-2, and it's not over yet for Axe. They can still win 2 in a row, and I'm going to change my tank into T100 LT and see if it crashes the game again. What a game! What a fight! What an evening we are going to have. Axe, they're going to have triple E5, so 60p, double IS4 T100 LT, and Kraken Esports on the other hand, triple T110 E5s, double IS7, and IS4, and a Striv K. Hello everyone in the chat so far. Thank you for 14 people watching here. That's already pretty decent. I hope we will have more as the evening barrels on. Barrels through. Is that the right term? Intercession is the word I was looking for. Not concession. Concession was the wrong word. Intercession. Yes, intercession. Okay, Nathan Frontier, X1-2. They brought 1 game back, but it's not enough. They have to win 2 more in order to win. But Kraken Esports are on the verge of qualifying to the semi-final to meet likely endgame, unless Unlucky pulls off an upset. Oh, and this is going to be interesting. Now, let's say. Let's hope the game won't crash. Now that I think I resolved the issue. Yes. Hopefully this time I will be fine. I don't have to load the game again. There we go. We are into the fourth battle without me crashing. So current scoreline: Kraken Esports 2, Axe 1. Let's go up high and see. Axe. They now have Obito back in the T100 LT. Kraken Esports on the other hand, they're going to commit their forces over to A, and Obito is going to get a lot of spots for Axe. Let's see. Ooh, look at this. Obito. Good chance for him to fire, but he doesn't want to fire too early because you know the camera rating of light tank would diminish drastically if the light tank fires. So I mean, this is common sense by now. So this is why sometimes you don't fire right at the start when you're trying to spot. You don't want to expose yourself to incoming crossfire. Oh, we could potentially see A being captured more quickly by Kraken Esports. Axe will go for C, and they will get C just a tiny fraction of a second later. Oh, good shot onto Yellow Crayon, double tapped by Zetsu and Hidden Stone, and that brings Axe a good solid hit point pool advantage, but that's not going to be enough. Axe will need to make a rotation, not Kraken Esports. Kraken Esports will have to hope they can carry on with the current count lead they have, but it's minimal. And Axe have a lot of time to figure out where most of the tanks of Kraken Esports are, because 5 cap points per 2 seconds of increase, amounting to about around more than 2 minutes for Axe to spot where most of Kraken Esports tanks are, and also bleed them out essentially. And this is what Axe are doing at the moment. They are bleeding Kraken Esports nicely, and this is going to give them a solid hit point pool advantage when it comes to push. But are they getting a bit aggressive now? They're now pressuring onto Arix, and Arix might be in some sort of trouble. And Axe are trying to go for B at the same time. Kraken Esports might need a response, and if Axe are able to get B, they don't have to push then. And oh, hit the rain, takes a double tap. We could see Kraken Esports are trying to push onto Zetsu, and Zetsu will be in deep trouble, but Kraken Esports will send 4 tanks onto that, and that could allow Axe to rotate on the other side, and that would mean Arix will be in deep trouble. Yellow Crayon also in deep trouble, and Axe have now pushed. It all depends on which team gets the tank out first. Zetsu's trying to make it difficult, and Arix is not going to last for long. Arix also does not have the reactive armor, but Zetsu is down. The hit points are still with Axe, but Kraken Esports have the numerical advantage. Arix is still alive, and we're seeing Akron going to go down soon. But Axe, if they take way too long, it's going to be a huge problem. And Hidden Stone is going to go down to allow the T110 funds and the Duran to waste time in going up. And Hidden Stone will put a shot. I don't think that penetrates. We're seeing 6 versus 5 situation here. Hit points are now neck and neck. Oh dear. Axe have 2 caps still, but Hidden Stone is terribly isolated, and Duran is going for C. This can still be anyone's game. Axe are trying to get both Zul and Yellow Crayon out. Those 2 tanks of Kraken Esports are trying to hold on as long as they could. But Axe, they really need that tank out of the way. It will be the case, and Kraken Esports trying to get B. If Kraken Esports are able to get B, it could be game over for Axe. But Axe will get A, I think. And they're trying to get Yellow Crayon too. But Kraken Esports get C. Venezuela dead. Yellow Crayon dead. It's a 6 versus 2. Hidden Stone Diodara is down to a 1 shot. We can see hit the Rain Pain. Good shot onto Biscuit. Biscuit kills Diodara. But an Emerald onto Biscuit might seal the deal. For Axe. It's going to be a 2-2 then. Tiebreaker. Tiebreaker we are looking at. Axe win the 4th battle. What a game. What a comeback from Axe. Berlin's pep talk is in full force. Although Berlin is not in Axe, but you can feel his influence here. Well done to Axe. 5 tanks doing more than 2k. A great performance. Bleeding Kraken Esports just enough to comfortably take the game to a tiebreaker. And we're going to be seeing both teams playing on Winter Mine off the 2-2 now. Anything could still happen, and we could now check. I could see if there are resets coming through. I'm just going to load the website. Istros 3-0, endgame 3-0. So no surprises here. I'm going to update that. T2T and Raid are still playing, so this is likely going to a tiebreaker as well. Group 3 we have 3-0 against Raffle and I 3-1 against XTQ. So no surprises here, but RIG and Crayon still playing. Immortals 3-0 against High, and Bots 3-0 against Punisher. And now APA 3-0 against Pink, and PWNZ are still playing with Group 5 now. Veil 3-0 against SPT, Pork 3-0, All Andy 3-0. No upsets so far. But you would be thinking whether Raid could win against TQT and make it a lot more obvious in the top 8 fight. Now Axe will change their lineup here. double IS4, T100 LT and quadruple E5. On the other hand, Kraken Esports, double E5, a Shrift K, double I7 VK, and a T100 LT. We'll go to Winter Line Northcutt and now AKTS with a tiebreaker. This is going to matter a lot for them. They have to win this tiebreaker in order to have a chance in the top 8, and Kraken Esports will make sure that AKTS will not get the coveted top 8. Let's go. So let's see. AKTS red team from the south spawn and also Kraken Esports blue team from the north spawns. Let's say Obido going in a really interesting route. Might be able to spot Akron in a really interesting position, taking the bush here. Akron will not be looking at that bush obviously. Oh, Obido is spotted, but he has not spotted. Akron takes a hit from Duran. Will he be able to get A? That's a $1 million question. At the same time, AKTS, they have the E5 position there. Good shot onto Biscuit. But Obido taking a hit will be bad news. And Akron might be able to put a shot there as well. Zoo has taken a hit. And now AKTS. They have A. They have the count lead. They also have the hip on pool lead. Obido going to the corner. Takes a hit. But also fires onto Akron. But if he continues to drop more hit points, then that is going to be bad news because that is the only light tank for AKTS. If they lose that light tank, then they will be in deep trouble when it comes to mid to late game phases. But at the same time, Kraken Esports are marching forward, applying pressure onto AKTS. And AKTS have done a great job in cross-firing, but the hit points are still in favor of AKTS, although it's going to be a push coming from Kraken Esports onto Obido. AKTS have to do something now. Zoo is now in deep trouble, and AKTS could very well lose their first light tank, and that would change a lot of stuff here. Akron is going to go for A, and we are seeing Zoo being killed on the middle side, and Biscuit is now being isolated. Obido is still surviving, but now he's killed by Venezuela. And the focus is now onto Biscuits, now a 6 versus 5 situation. Hit points in huge favor of AKTS right now. Kraken Esports, that push didn't seem to go as intended. Kill onto Biscuit. This means it's going to be a 6 versus 5. AKTS looking very strong right now, looking certain to qualify to the semi-final, and they needed that qualification here. Kraken Esports, they have to find a tank to kill, and they need an ammo rack here. An ammo rack would potentially turn things around, but I don't know about this. AKTS still have a lot of hit points with Colin and Zetsu. All AKTS need to do is to kill the low hit point pool targets, and they should be through to the semi-final. Akron is now out of the fight, and we could see Gats2 going for Duran. Venezuela down to one shot. Daidara is out of the fight, and Zetsu still in the game, but AKTS are not really focused firing at the moment. Doesn't matter. It's a 4 versus 2. 4 versus 3 right now. 2 tanks that are almost full in health, and 1 pretty healthy tank too. So 3 versus 2 essentially. AKTS have twice the amount of hit points as Kraken Esports. This should be AKTS game, and AKTS would breathe a huge sigh of relief knowing that they are through to semi-final, but losing the first 2 battles against Kraken Esports will not be something that they will hope to happen. Arix is now down. That leaves Yellow Crayon, the last person standing. Commiserations to Kraken Esports. It's a valiant effort from them, but AKTS will go through. Stake is high on AKTS, and AKTS makes sure it's going to be a victory. It's not going to be an upset, so it's not going to be upset. 3, 2, 4. AKTS. Well done to AKTS. And that sends AKTS to the semi-final. Well done. Great comeback. Great comeback. Phew. That was tense. It's going to be a big start. Huge win, nonetheless. But what will we say about TKT versus Raid? Do we have results? Oh, TKT won against Raid. that means Raid. Oh, this is gonna get really exciting now. Raid are probably not going to be in the top 8 with that defeat. It was a really gutting defeat, 2-3. But TKT would likely be safe in the top 8 now with a huge victory against Raid. I don't know about this. Endgame versus Axe. Let me load the leaderboard. Going to update the leaderboard here. We have results. Okay, RNG versus Cryon. We haven't looked at that. Oh, RNG 3-1 against Cryon, which means Cryon will not be in the top 16 for sure. PWNZ still playing against TUFUA. Maybe that has finished here. No, this is still going on. But anyhow, we will update the leaderboard now. Let's see. Crowley and AQVA. And then we have Endgame and Axe. Okay, so let's update the leaderboard now. We can now see Raid are in the 8th place as Endgame have overtaken Raid. Axe could overtake Raid if let me see about the cups. Let's go back to this table here. Okay, so at the very start, we have Raid and Axe. The difference is 414. So Raid will be in the 5th to the 8th place. So for Axe to overtake Raid, Axe will just have to finish in the 3rd place, and Axe will overtake Raid. In this situation, that's going to be good news for Axe. They really need that scoreline to happen. Good chance for no. Sorry. Raid will still be above Axe if Axe do not qualify to the final. How about if no. I was sorry. Let me repeat again. So we know that at the start we have 440 cups of difference. So now Raid will take this position, which means Axe, they have to finish in the 3rd place or higher in order to overtake Raid. So that's really good for Axe. They could potentially be in the top 8 tonight to take it. And could they do that? I don't know is the honest answer. But things are looking favorable for Axe. Whereas for FAZE, the gap is 734. So in order for FAZE to overtake Raid, then FAZE we have to win against Veil, and that is something we will see if that's going to be the case. And whether Axe will overtake Raid, and whether Raid will drop down to the 10th place or will drop down to below Immortals, which currently only need 806 cups to overtake Raid. So in most of the situation, we are going to be seeing Raid pretty much out of the blue. Immortals have to win the group as well in order to overtake Raid. No, they don't need to. They just have to finish the 2nd place to overtake Raid. Alright, so things could get a little bit juicy. So, what about Axe? If they finish in the 3rd place, they have to hope that Immortals don't finish first, which is likely, so that they are still above Immortals but Axe. That scoreline is not going to help them with the clan rating, and FAZE will be above Axe in the clan rating, so all it needs is for FAZE to finish, to win Veil, and then Axe will have to rely on a win against Endgame. Unless Endgame lose to Axe in this situation, Endgame have to hope that FAZE don't win in their final, then Endgame would still be in the top 8 and Axe would be in the top 8 as well, sending Raid down the packing order. So things are not looking good for Raid at all. So let's see the results for PWNZ versus TUFUA, and we do have the results with TUFUA winning against PWNZ. So that means PWNZ will not be in the top 16. A Crown would not be in the top 16 as well, and potentially RNG could overtake both these clans tonight if they finish 3rd place. But yeah, PWNZ is out. And that leaves only Hall and also Bot fighting for a spot in the top 16. How about RNG? Do they still have a chance in the top 8? Let's go back. RNG, I can load the leaderboard here, like that. Okay, so RNG, not this leaderboard. I didn't realize I was showing the wrong leaderboard the entire time. But this is the leaderboard so far. So RNG and Hall, the gap is, at the moment, 1,146. So, even if Hall finishes in the 4th place, RNG will not overtake Hall. So, we can safely say RNG are also up in the running. So, that leaves Bart still having a chance to get into the top 16. The gap currently for both these for them is 444. So for Hall to for Bart to overtake Hall, that is to say Hall to finish in the 4th and Bart in the 2nd place, which means Bart qualifying to the final. They are up against Immortals, so it's going to be really hard. So if Bart is going to finish in the 3rd place, in the 3rd place, in the 3rd place, then it's not going to do much. If bots not win against Immortals, bots are out of running in the top 16, and we will have our top 16 pretty much settled. So now Raid is in jeopardy of bowing out, and they have a good chance of going into top 8. So let's go back to the lounge here. Once again, we will announce the semi-finals. You have Group 4 being Bot versus Immortals, APA versus TUFUA. Group 4 will be streamed by Fujit. I'm not sure which bracket he is following. But for Group 5, we have FAZE versus Veil. I hope this is going to be streamed by Rolling Swarm. And we have Group 1 being Crowley versus Isra and Engin versus Axe. We are following Engin versus Axe. This is going to be really crucial. Next we have... Hi Rose, how are you doing? Thanks for joining in. Group 2, Rejects versus TQT and Aqua versus Noxu. Rejects are through mathematically, so if they lose to TQT, still fine. TQT looking really solid in the top 8 now, so even if they finish in the 3rd place, they shouldn't worry too much. Group 3, Ikra should be alright, should be okay. Yes, 2050, Brando, you're right about that. But okay, so I don't know. Pog versus Olendi. Can Pog qualify? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we only have 9 minutes to go until the next bracket happens. We don't have a lot of time left, so good evening to everyone. I hope you're having a nice evening. Do we have time to play your game? Should I risk playing a game? I should go for it. I'm gonna play one, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the light turned man. I'm gonna take a Team Gels as we speak. As we speak.
Let's get this show on the road.
Let's roll. Ah, what was that? Oh, well, that's not good news. Because that means most of the team are on the city side, and I'm not there. The Object 268 could be a nuisance. Well, however, I don't know, should I risk going in like that? Maybe I should.
That one didn't go
That's
through.
not good.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is damaged.
That should be good here. Yeah, we should have the lead over this side. Conqueror should get that tank down. Yeah, do they? Will they? Yeah, they will. Good. Now 268 is going to be looking for our team. Just have to find the 268. There you are.
We've damaged them.
Maybe I will aid in that push. Oh, 268 shot.
We've damaged them.
Oh, maybe I should not go for that. Oh, maybe I should go for
Enemy
that.
armor is damaged.
Thank you. That was great cue. Ah, wasted that shot. Well, that was a quick one.
Enemy
That was a quick one.
Destroyed.
Wow. We're not even getting a room invite. How quick did that game end? How quickly did this game end? This is one hell of a quick game. Yeah. Great to see so many people watching. Let's go back to the lounge. We'll wait for the room invite. The room invite's now. Endgame versus Axe. This is going to matter a lot. Let's see if... Again, let's go back to this slide here. And if Axe lose to Endgame, the current gap between Axe and Immortals are 392. So for Immortals to overtake Axe, then Axe will have... I mean, Axe, if they finish 3rd place, then even if Immortals finish 2nd, Immortals won't be able to overtake Axe. We have said that before. So no, not an easy one for Immortals. They will have to win their group outright against APA as well. This is going to be tricky as heck. But let's see. Let's go back to the lounge. Thanks, Brando. I hope you have a good evening too. Yes, and it's, I mean, as one of the supporters have said, the motto to try hard and fight to the last, and that's exact. They embodied that against Kraken Esports. Will they embody that against Endgame? Great to see Endgame back. Most of them were playing in Serenity last season. So I used the rating of Serenity actually for this season. But they're going to take an interesting setup: triple Super Conquerors, a 60 TP and a double Strip K, and Fox looking to take a T100 LT. Over to the Axe side, they're going to be taking double IS4, double 60 TP, a T110D5 with T100 LT and a Sheridan. Let's see about this. What's going to happen here? Or maybe I've announced that too early. You can see it now. Both teams are ready. Both teams are ready. 3 minutes left to go. Black Goville. Super Conqueror is not a common tank to play, although we do see a lot more Super Conquerors these days. But usually you have other hold down tanks to go for, like the T110E5 or even Concept 1B. I don't know actually if the Concept 1B is better than the Super Conqueror, but what I know is that the Concept 1B have almost 3k of DPM, but a really large chassis, but a good gun depression. I mean, Super Conqueror as well. But yeah, don't know. What do you think? Which tech's better, Super Conqueror or Concept 1B? As for, I mean, this setup will be interesting. I don't know where they will go, but this is looking more like an AB strat because there is more terrain over there. If they go for a city strat, can they hide their frontal armor? They will have a lots of lower chassis to be shot at by Axe, and they won't be good playing on flat ground. They only have 160 TP, mind you, but other tanks, the frontal armor isn't that difficult to pen. On the other hand, Axe will be much more difficult. Will be much more difficult to penetrate for the frontal armor. They're taking double IS4 and a 6 TP, so or at least 2 more tanks. And the T110E5 is arguably stronger with the in terms of the frontal armor compared to Super Conquerors and the Strip K. So Axe lineup could legislate a strat over to the southeastern corner, which is the C cap, BC cap, but this setup could also work alright on the AB cap, but obviously the terrain will be an issue. But we will see. My call is that both teams will go for different caps, and it will all be about cap play. Let's see if I'm right about this. Alright. But it's absolutely essential for Axe to win against Raid tonight if they want to be in the top 8, meanwhile Endgame would want to win against Axe in order to be in the top 8. And FAZE will have to win against Veil, and everything will boil down here. It's going to be... I can confirm that Rolling Swarm is following Axe Veil record. I think he will have a lot of viewers here. Let's go. Yeah, the game didn't crash again. An endgame, I think you might know Milk from 7 Star, if I remember correctly, obviously. So that's so we do see nowadays lots of top EU clans having one player from CIS to do the calling, and I think this is done to improve their team play and so on. Now that the CIS server is not under Wargaming, I mean, a lot of the CIS players have flocked to the EU server. So let's see what both teams are going to do. Axe now designing this one a little bit defensively, and as I said, they could go for both A and B with this setup, not always this B and C. And the endgame is surprising me because they're going for B and C, with the Super Conquerors looking at A. So both teams playing this one a little bit spread out. Fox is going to get C, bringing endgame the cap lead. And it will be the case. Fox gets C with Axe Obido getting A. Hit points in favor of endgame, but this is an inherent lead. Nothing to write home about. Obido takes a hit from Orca. So Axe down by more than 1,000 hit points, and that's not a good start. Axe need to make the rotation, not endgame. Endgame just have to bleed Axe enough to win this. But endgame at the same time, they are pretty spread out, so I do fear for them. If they do not consolidate quickly, then Axe will be able to shut down the Super Conquerors really quickly. I remember the Super Conquerors don't have reactive armor. Let me know if I'm wrong about this. Winchley takes a hit, but puts a shot onto Zetsu. So the trade is still the same, but Axe will have the trade better than endgame in this situation. But now, not much has happened. Not much has happened. Axe still staying at where they are. Oh, we can see Obido now trying to spice things up. Good shots onto Setsu. Obido in the Sheridan looking for a big shot onto Milk, and that will be the case. We are seeing Axe trying to bleed Angie, but Angie hasn't bled a lot so far. Setsu and Obido have lost a couple of hit points, so it's still good news for endgame. They are holding out quite well with a cap lead, and Alpha looking to see if Axe will go for B. Oh, big shot onto Milk by Obido. Oh, this is going to bring it even. Oh, this shot onto Orca will bring Axe the hit point pool lead, but then Hidden Rain Pain takes a hit. Orca bounces the shell onto Hidden Rain Pain, and Hidden Rain Pain looks like he might be calling for a push, or maybe not. Just dropping the reactive armor, trying to stop the bleeding. But endgame does not have the hit point pool lead here. This is going to be exciting. Which team will have the advantage at the very end? Both teams are almost even hit points, but Axe seems to be more together, but Zetsu takes a huge one. And that brings endgame the lead again, but I'm not sure if endgame wants to push 2 tanks onto push 3 tanks with only 2, because this is not going to be nice. But if they can get Zetsu off the fight, that would be good. But I think endgame is trying to be aggressive, and Axe are not trying to be aggressive at the moment. Maybe that will change. 2 versus 3, I am not really sure about this, but at the same time, we're going to be seeing endgame taking out the tanks near B. But this is going to get really, really messy. Usually coming in to support the Super Conquerors. Meanwhile, Milk is down to a 1-shot, gets killed by Colin, and this is going to be a first kill for Axe. But in terms of hit points, endgame has the lead, but Rain Pain is also out of the fight. There are fights going on at A. going on at B and C. But it seems Endgame is winning the fight on A, and Axe is trying to win the fight on B and C. But it's still really tough to call. Endgame seems to be getting the upper hand on A, and they're trying to get a cap on A as well. Nicolate the focus for Axe, and Zetsu needs to stay alive, but gets killed by Winchellate, and that leaves Obito very low here. And Endgame is still holding up quite well over B and C. If they can maintain that, they will be winning the first battle. Endgame with 2 caps now. Axe, they have to kill some tanks. Gatsu coming in to take out Fox, but it will not be the case. Gatsu gets taken out by Fox, which hands Endgame a crucial first win here. Well done to Endgame. 1-0 it is. Ooh, that was close. That was close. I was doubting for a moment here when Endgame was trying to push with a numerical disadvantage, but they have Winchellate to support them, and Axe are struggling a lot over to the BC side. They killed Milk, and that was an important kill, but they didn't really continue after that. They were struggling a lot with which one to go for, and that hesitation meant that Endgame was able to clear tanks over to A more quickly than Axe are able to clear tanks near B and C. If you don't win this kind of fights, then you're not going to win, because you're basically going to allow the other side to pincer you. So that means Endgame 1-0, and Endgame is looking more and more likely to secure a spot in the top 8. Meanwhile, Axe, or will they be able to make a comeback? 1-0 to Endgame. Well, thank you for more than 30 people watching here. I hope you're excited about this. This is going to matter a lot for both these teams. More so for Axe, currently under Endgame with the number of cuts. Endgame will need to win this important fight, and there is also Rolling Swarm streaming Veil versus FAZE. And if you want to, you can update me on the scoreline as Rolling Swarm is streaming in the chat there, so we can know what who is on top at the moment. We'll go back to Black Oval Endgame versus Axe. Let's see. Let's go back. Endgame versus Axe. 1-0 so far for Endgame. Important first battle win, but that's not definitive. As we all know, Kraken Esports won their first 2 battles, and that have proven that they could make a comeback. This time, Axe will go for B and C, or maybe not. They're going for A and B. I was tricked for a bit. Endgame also going for A and B. So we could see a big brawl going on, but at the same time, can Endgame get a cat lead? This is going to be tough. No one is, well, Axe is close on C, and they could get C for free, and Orca is going for A. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Can Orca get A without getting reset? Setsu might be there. Oh, Orca might be able to put a shot, or maybe not. The berm in front of him is a bit too high, and Endgame gets A. At the same time, B will be captured by Winchellate without any contest from Axe. What is Axe doing there in the middle? No one's there to reset B. But this will bring a lot of pressure onto Axe, because Endgame have 2 caps compared to Axe with 1. So again, 10 cap points per 2 seconds of increase for Endgame. Essentially, Axe only have just more than 1 minute to decide on where to push. They don't have the luxury of figuring out the positions of Endgame, and Endgame would be very happy about that early advantage. But it's an early advantage, it's not definitive, and Winchellate might be in some sort of trouble. And Endgame might have to respond if Winchellate gets pushed. And Axe, they also have hit the ring ping quite isolated there. But Itachi also gets shot at, and let's follow Winchellate here. Potentially a 1 vs 1, trying to use the steel bars to shield. But we also have Obito put a great shot onto Winchellate. Winchellate bounces onto Itachi. We now see a push coming from Endgame over to Hidden Pain. They know Winchellate's not going to last for long. Winchellate is out of the fight, and Hidden Rain Pain is going to go out. And hit points are still with Endgame, but Axe, they have lost Hidden Rain Pain, and it's now even Stevens. 6 versus 6. Axe is now trying to push onto Nicolay. Nicolay in deep trouble. And meanwhile, Endgame is now trying to consolidate their forces, trying to regroup. Because Nicolay gets pushed. Nicolay will not last for long. And we can see Endgame going for Itachi. If he can get Itachi out of the way first, that would be huge. But Axe not ignoring the caps at the moment. Itachi is out. They are not bothering capturing B. I don't know why. But that will give Endgame some breathing space here. They just have to maintain their tanks alive. They're going to ditch A now. And Endgame are going for Setsu. Axe looking very spread out. I don't know. Looks very disorganized. And although Axe have the hit point, the hit point pool lead, I don't know. We have Hidden Setsu down, Milk down, 5 versus 4. Conan, the focus for Endgame. And Axe are trying to kill Lego. But Axe will try to get Fox as well. Conan is now dead. And that kill will bring Endgame the win, bringing this to a 2-0 victory. What a victory for Endgame again. Great timely push when Winchellate is in trouble. And this separates between a top 8 team and a Challengers Tournament team. I'm afraid Axe, great job in taking out Winchellate. But that IS4 was so far away from the rest of the team, meaning Endgame could just take one tank out. And their hard work in shutting down Winchellate is now to no avail. No rewards for watching this stream, unfortunately, but the reward for watching this stream is exciting matches. Are exciting matches, I mean. But yeah, 2 tanks doing more than 2k for Endgame and 1 tank doing more than 2k for Axe. I don't know why Axe ignored B totally, because Endgame simply just have to kill the tanks and stay alive. They don't have to worry about losing the brawl. I mean, the hit points are quite close, but Endgame just did the most important stuff, keeping Axe at bay from capturing the caps and getting individual isolated tanks and get those tanks out to widen the cap point advantage. And now Endgame could potentially send Axe out of the game. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the scoreline of FAZE versus Vale here. There is still a lot to play for. But Endgame, they only have to win 1 more in order to qualify to the final. And Axe, last chance. Again, they're down by 0-2. Endgame showing us why they deserve to be in the top 8, 2-0. And we're going to Vineyards, the map that Axe lost to against Kraken Esports. So let's find out what Endgame's going to do here. Endgame red team from the north spawn with Axe blue team from the south spawn. Let's go up high and see where are both teams going. Endgame, they're sending Orca to go to A, and also Axe will send Obido to B at the start. In this situation, I think Axe will... No, Endgame will have a cap lead. Or maybe not, I don't know. Both light tanks have dropped into the cap at the same time. I don't know which team will have the lead here. It seems Endgame will have the lead. So Axe will be the team that needs to do rotation, but at the same time, Endgame will try to go for C. Uncontested. It's the same situation as Kraken Esports. Kraken Esports are allowed to go for C without any contest. And Axe do not have the cap lead again. And that's going to be tricky for Axe. Axe have to find isolated tanks, but you have Fox and Winchellate sniping from behind. Although they don't give a lot of fear factor, but they do have some decent DPM. So let's see what's going to happen here. Axe, the Pacific Conquerors is still spotted. Are we potentially seeing a push coming from Angle onto Hidden Rain Pain? It's possible. Axe does not have a line of fire to deal with that. Oh, good shot to Daidara. We could potentially see a push coming from Axe onto A. Orc is running away. I think Endgame knows something's going on near A. Setsu is trying to proceed to A. Endgame is in hot waters now. Obido in the T100 LT. Axe do not have a lot of time left. Essentially, they have less than a minute to respond. If I do my quick maths right, yeah, less than a minute to go. They really have to do something. Oh, good blind fire, a blind shot onto Milk. That didn't hit this time. But Axe will look to get A. If they can get A, that would be huge. That would be really, really huge. Good shot onto Itachi. Daidara and Itachi, I think, might be looking for KROLI. KROLI in the Count Wagon with good turret armor receives a bounce. Daidara receives a hit. In terms of trading, Endgame is in the lead. And Endgame still has 2 caps. Axe are not getting A for now. And the cap points for Endgame have taken it on to 800. If Axe don't do anything here, Endgame will win without any issues. And Axe is still bleeding. Endgame just need to hold, just need to stay safe, and they will have this. Obido will try to get A, but we can see a push coming in from Axe onto Winchellade. But is this push going to work? I don't know. Things will get really heated up in the last minute here. Winchellade has to survive for long enough. Endgame not really focusing on a particular target, but the crossfire are in. And we're going to be seeing Obido trying to get A. Is this going to be enough? Have Axe left it way too long to get A? Fox gets hit a rain Colin. And that kill will be enough to send Endgame to the final, sending Axe, condemning Axe to the match for 3rd place. 3-0 for Axe. That's a huge statement for Endgame. That pretty much that pretty much seals Endgame a top 8 position now. 3-0. Wow, great performance by Axe. Well done here. Do we have results for other groups? Let's find out now. Okay. Rejects 3-0 against TQT. We have AKRA still playing against RNG, who's still playing against I. APA 3-0 against TUFUA. Great job to APA. Ooh! The big one. Veil 3-0 against FAZE. FAZE out of running, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry about FAZE, but they have a really good chance to come top 8. I'm so sorry, FAZE. But tonight is not your night. I'm so sorry. Well done to Veil. Pork still playing against Olendi. But Raid, they have to hope now Axe do not win the match of 3rd place. But the biggest strat, FAZE, will not be in the top 8. So sorry about this. But we have a big result. Well done to Veil. Well done. And I think this is now going to be Axe whether they can win the match for 3rd place. And Raid. They will rejoice for... They will rejoice for a brief moment. We'll see if Isra win against Crowley or Crowley win against Isra. Right. Endgame now in the final. We will see which clan they're fighting against soon. Yeah, but the games have finished quite quickly. Pork 3-0 against Olendi, which means Olendi is in the final. No, Pork 3-0 against Olendi, which means Pork will play Veil in the final. That pretty much seals the deal for Veil and Pork. They're through to the Challengers Tournament. Olendi condemned to the match for 3rd place. Will they win against FAZE? We'll find out. We'll find out soon. But one thing for sure, it will be between Raid and Axe for the top 8 now. Endgame in the final, and Axe looking a bit lackluster against Endgame. I'm so sorry to say this, But I think this is the end of me following Axe. I think I'm going to follow Endgame next. Unless Tolian puts me to stream Axe. But yes, but huge performance, huge result for Endgame. Crowley 3-0 against Isra. So Axe will play against Isra in the match for 3rd place. Group 2, do we have more results coming in? Not yet. Oh, 3-1 against I. And then Boss still playing against Immortals. Yeah, let's update this. And let's also update the leaderboard here. We are not following Axe versus Isra, so I have to correct that. Bear with me for a moment. It should be Endgame versus Crowley following next. Crowley are through to the top 8, so no pressure for them at all. Just a training match, or to use the fringe players. Alright, so this is the situation. Perhaps there is a chance for Pork and Raid. There's a chance for Pork or Veil to come top 8 actually, if Axe do not win against Raid. Actually, let me see. Pork might actually come top 8. Well, hold on a second. Pork could come top 8. Hold on a sec. Pork, the clan I didn't actually, or could come top 8. This is going to be interesting. Let's see about this. If Axe gets 3rd and Pork get 1st, what will happen? Pork will be in the top 8. How about Veil getting 1st and Axe in the 3rd place? That will be Axe in the top 8, not Veil. Oh, so we might have Pork in the top 8, so that will be a big surprise. No one would have seen it coming. But it will be between Pork and Veil now. Will Veil spoil party and send Pork to play with them in the Challengers Tournament, or will Axe be given an olive branch to be in the top 8? And I mean, the odds for Pork to be in the top 8 are 70%. Actually, not out of the blue. They are actually not out of the blue. Pork can. They have a chance, actually. Ah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Holy mackerel. Okay, for now, let's go back to this. Come back to this. Let's say we have more results coming through. I'm getting really nervous. Oh, AQVA 3-1 against Noxu. So, Noxu will not be in the top 8, obviously. Where is AKPA? There we go. Ekra 3-1. So we have this. We have who also through. Yeah, we have that registered. 3-1 for Immortals. Well done. 3-1 for Immortals, and then we that's it. That's it. Okay, that will change things again. That will change things again. Immortals are now in the top 8. Immortals are now in the top 8. Wow. Wow. Okay, so things could get really juicy now. Let me just bear with me for a moment. We have not AKPA 3-1. Ikra 3-1, isn't it? Ikra, where are you? Ikra 3-1, yes it is. Ikra 3-1. And then Bot 1-3. And finally we have yeah. Okay, this is it. The final should be after the match for third place. I don't have a room invite for the match for third place, so that means I won't be following Axe against Isra. Unless I missed the invite, which I don't think I did. Let me find out now. Oh yeah, I might have missed that. I don't recall receiving an invite during that. Even if I do, I mean that was a really quick game in the end. So, right, we'll wait for the final to come online. So let's see. Let's see about this. I must have TUFUA. I didn't have and on my leaderboard. So I'm going to add you after the stream, and I'm going to register your power rating too, because you've won against PWNZ. Congratulations. But anyway, TUFUA is way below top 16, so they won't be there anyway. But yeah, but we have at the moment looking at the Cup leaderboard. Where are you? We have the situation. So the likely situation is that Immortals will lose their final. Axe will win their match of third place, and Paul will win the first place. If that happens, what will happen is that Paul will be in the top 8, Axe will be in the 9th, Immortals will be in the 10th. However, if if Vale won against Hawk, then Axe will be in the top 8. So I'm going to open the poll now. I mean, I support Port because Port was important before. So I hope that they will do very well tonight. Which clan will qualify to the top 8? Is it going to be Port? Or is it going to be Axe? Or is it going to be Immortals? It's very likely Vale will not be in the top 8, but why not add them as an option here? At the very least, Raid are not in the top 8, so we have I'd say huge commiserations to Raid here. But now we can vote. Which clan will qualify to the top 8? Will it be Pog, Axe, Raid, Pog, Axe, Immortals, or Vale? Although Vale will be very, very low. We'll have really low chance. Let's mess it up. We'll have to rely on Isra winning. So, poll is up. Let's vote. Let's start voting. How about if Axe lose? And if Veil get first, what will happen here? Will they overtake Axe? Let me find out now. They will get Axe, but they will not overtake. They will overtake Axe, but Immortals will still be above Veil. So no matter what happens here, Veil will not get top 8, I think. This is what I think is happening here. So I've done the calculations, as you can see. If generate the table again. So currently Immortals are in top 8, so Axe will get to the top 8 if they win against Istra, provided that Pork do not win against Veil. So maybe let's not put it this way. Let's go back to Immortals. If Immortals win, Immortals are in top 8. If Immortals lose, Pork will get top 8 by winning Veil. If Immortals and Pork lose, Axe get top 8 by winning Istra. If Immortals, Pork, and Axe lose, Immortals will get top 8 even if Veil win. I mean Veil will win against. If Pork lose, then Veil will win. So, well, actually, Immortals, they will have to hope that Pork and Axe all lose in order to get top 8. This is going to go down to the wire. This is going to go down to the wire. So yeah, once again, I repeat, all depends on whether Immortals can win, and a couple of clans. If Immortals, so 4 situations: Immortals win, Immortals top 8. Immortals lose, Pork top 8 by winning Veil. Immortals Pork lose, Axe top 8 by winning Isra. Immortals Pork Axe lose, Immortals top 8. No matter what happens. So 2 situations where Immortals can get top 8, and 2 situations where Pork and Axe can get top 8, respectively. So pretty much 50% chance for Immortals to get top 8 now. Pork 25% and Axe 25%. Immortals haven't been really facing against the top teams, the top level teams, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. So there will be a huge uncertainty, but currently on the power rating, they are not really high. Maybe they have played in the first Proof of Skill tournament. Let's find out now. Let me find out now. The first Proof of Skill tournament. The first Proof of Skill tournament, they were up against. Where are you, Immortals? Veil! And Veil won 3-1. Right. Veil won 3-1 against Immortals on Proof of Skill. The first Proof of Skill. So how about second Proof of Skill? Immortals, won against. Second Proof of Skill, Immortals won against Noxu. Third Proof of Skill, Immortals won against. No, they lost to TQT. And that was third. And the fourth Proof of Skill tournament, what will their result be against APA? We don't know, but it will be an extremely close one indeed. I'll play some light tanks again. This time I'll play the Sheridan. But yeah, I don't think I see a situation whereby Veil will get top 1. I might have something wrong. Yeah, no, it should be right. Good. And let me change the scene so that you can see something. Again, Dynasty Sparrow. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah. Interesting evening.
Up and at 'em, lads.
Nice shot. Ooh, that was another big one. Yeah, great kill. I've got a shot into that 62. Maybe if that tank goes up a little bit more. Just a bit worried about tanks in front of me. They aren't going to go up. Maybe I'll put a shot onto the road. How about that?
Enemy armor is hit.
Or maybe 1-1 in that case.
Enemy armor is damaged.
That is not looking good for us at the moment. Oh, well, that's best. It's not nice. Thank you for the kill. Oh, what the heck was that one?
Critical hit.
That was another bad shot again. Thank you for the kill. Next we have the M4. Oh, it looks really red.
We've damaged them.
Hmm.
Gotcha. We've lost a track. We're stuck here. Enemy armor is hit.
Yeah, should be fine. Hope I don't fluff this one. Nah, I won't fluff this one. It's a win. If I fluff that one, then we would lose. But we will win because I didn't fluff that shot. I could play one more and then we'll go back to the lounge to ready ourselves up for the final game. Well done to myself. I don't know why I said that. That seems a bit too arrogant, isn't it? Let me play the Vickers Light now. Thanks for the show of muscle to me.
Let's go.
No one crossing. Okay, we're going really aggressive here. Oh my god. I might get shot. Oh, just in time. Nah, no one going mid though. That's going to be bad. The IS-7 would go for us. No, I got shot by a IS-7. Might have left it a bit too.
We didn't even scratch them. Got 'em.
Oh, just going for focus fire here.
We've damaged them.
Oh no.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged.
No. Oh, M60's going to die. Well, can I shield you?
Enemy armor is damaged.
Ah, thank you. M60, you're safe for another day, I think.
We've damaged them.
Ah, that was a bounce for you. Oh dear.
Crack hit.
Hello now.
Enemy
Oh,
armor is
what was that? That will ram you to death.
destroyed.
Yay.
Enemy armor is hit. We've damaged them.
Don't know how I penetrated that, but I take that anyway.
Penetration.
Am I going for a mastery badge? Maybe.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Oh, great kill. Thank you.
Penetration.
And you're dead.
Enemy armor is hit. We're immobilized.
I can put another shot on you. Hopefully just in time.
We've damaged them.
That was close. That was close. Please give me a mastery badge. Please give me a mastery badge. For goodness sake. And come on. No, no. I don't have a mastery badge. It was close. It was close. It was close. 5.2k. I couldn't ask for more. Honestly, that was great damage for me. Don't do that well usually in Vicker slides, so that's a huge bonus. Thank you. So while we're waiting, do we have results for some of the match for third place? We don't actually. They're still going on. Hope the room invite will be up soon. We'll wait. Again, currently our top 8 is IKPA, TQT, Endgame, Immortals, APA, Crowley, AQVA, and Rejects. The last top 8 spots are still up for grabs. You can still vote in the poll, but I believe Vale would not be in the top 8 according to my calculations. In whichever scenario it will be. So currently, you're saying 42. You're 42%. You would say Immortals are in. Immortals will be in the top 8, and Axe 38% of you say will be in the top 8. Pork are currently higher than Veil in the power rating, so good chance for Pork to come top 8 now, as they are in the grand final. Although that was assuming that I don't know about the code, but yes. I will have to change the top 8% formula, and this is why I haven't publicized that the information about top 8% chance, because there is still a lot I need to change. For example, the way I calculate the top 8%, it still doesn't make too much sense at the moment, because in that situation, because the way I was doing it, it's possible to have negative number of cups, and that would never happen. But this is pretty much using using kind of a random draw, Gaussian draw, using the Gaussian method to do a random number generator. Is that you could get unrealistic numbers. So what I'm trying to do the next season, or maybe during the between the season, I'll try to conduct use a new method, so that it will directly simulate the outcome of each group. So that will give us a more realistic number for the percentage chance. Although I can't really change the number for the expected number of cups, because you can't really do it. You can't, I mean, you can do that, but on average, but that would be quite. I mean, that's going to be a lot of information to take in. Anyway, and maybe I could do that too. Actually, maybe that will also make more sense, rather than me deducing using the power rating. Anyway, Crowley versus Endgame, both pretty much through to the professionals tournament. The gap between Endgame and Axe currently are more than 1,000, and the gap would not be enough to overtake Endgame. The gap between Endgame and Hawk would not be enough, because the gap is just only about 400 cups. So, in the end, we can safely say that all the current top 7 are all through to the professional tournament, leaving only one spot. And let's go back. Let's go to Rockfield. Crowley versus Endgame. It's just a training match between these two teams. Nothing too serious. Both of them are through to the professional tournament, so good chance for them to test out new strategies, new lineups, fringe players. Good chance for them to impress the captain. Not a lot of stake at hand. We could potentially see some meme lineups. I don't know if we will, but so let's see. We have results for Axe versus Istra, which are still going on, and Group 2 Noxu versus TQT. And then we have a result. Now they're still playing. I believe we won't have the results until maybe the first or second battle. So let's focus ourselves on this battle for now. Crowley versus Endgame. I will ask for clan logos for both FAZE and Noxu, since you're both in the Challengers tournament, and it will make sense to have your clan logos there, because I might follow the Challengers tournament grand final. So it's good to have something for your teams. But I think the lower echelon might be up for what would be an interesting one. Crayons definitely not running away, because RNG won against them. I don't know. It will be interesting. Crowley versus Endgame. I can just, Sit back, enjoy. Don't need to raise my voice because this is not important. This is not going to mean a lot in my power rating. The importance of this match is low. Just merely a showtime match between these teams. Endgame versus Crowley. Endgame from the south spawn. Crowley from the north spawn. Endgame will be going mostly to a... No, actually they're spreading out. Crowley, on the other hand, not really spreading out, but look at that spot here from Fox onto Kakadu and White. Mamkla misses. Although he doesn't know where Fox is, so... Oh, KROLI double tap at the start. Not a good start for Endgame, but that's not going to say much. Hit points are in favor of Crowley by more than 1,000, but Endgame will get C without much contest, or maybe I'm jinxing this because look at this. Tokonami and Virulentus are looking to reset C, or maybe not, they're hesitating. They're trying to get Foxy spotted, but Tokonami spotted first. Foxy not spotted while running away, which means Foxy will get out of C unscathed. And now Endgame. They have Milk spotted. And Akason ready to take back C, but they will be back with some contest. Alpha is there, but looking at the wrong way. I don't know why he's looking that way because Endgame would not allow probably push that far deep. So I mean, Endgame Milk there in the 60 TP overlooking A. Crowley also there. Both teams not doing much, but it's going to be Crowley that needs to make a move because they don't have the cap lead. They now have 4 tanks near C. This is going to be spotted by Foxy. Look at this. Fox spotted 4 tanks of Crowley on C side. That would potentially allow Endgame to push onto both A and B. Although the MLEs are sitting very, very deep. And at the same time, we have White also sitting very deep. So, and if they push, it's going to be really difficult. But Crowley will get C back. What will Endgame do in this situation? This is... I mean, intuitively, you would go for an A push, but this is going to be a hard push. Endgame will try go for A. I like their idea. They will go for another cap. They will try to get the cap back so that they still have the cap lead. So, good idea for Endgame. Crowley are not resetting A at the moment. Bot to be it's not aggressive. Good idea for Milk to go that far forward to prevent Bot to be to spot Fox. Now Fox has captured A, which means Crowley does not have the cap lead still, but they will try to push onto Winchellate and Lego. And it's all about the focus fire here for Endgame. They are now focusing onto Mem. Alpha's trying to go back into safety, dropping the speed boost and adrenaline. Men is in deep trouble. Men down to 1 shot, face shot onto Winchellate. Good kill onto Mem. And it's now going to be a 6 versus 7. Endgame rushing onto White. And this is looking pretty solid for Endgame. They have taken out 2 tanks compared to Crowley with only 0. Lego is going to put a big shot there onto top. Konami of Crowley is gradually dissolving with this. Big shot onto Lego. Tokonami down to 1 shot. And Endgame should be able to get this one here. Good job to Endgame. KROLI bounces the shot onto Bottomy. And Bottomy's out to fight 3 versus 6. Endgame is playing like they're still fighting for that top 8, although they are safe, but they want to be sure, 100% sure they're safe. So I like that they're playing really nicely here. Although Crowley might be in the party mood at the moment. Kakadu down to 1 shot. Milk gets the kill, and now we are seeing Virulentus 1 versus 1 against Alpha. You can't flop here. You can't flop this one. Alpha get a kill. Yes, it's going to be a 1-0 victory for Endgame. Commiserations for Crowley. It's not going to matter anyway, but it's good for them. It's good to practice for the top 8 stage. But this is not going to put a dent in their campaign. Crowley would not win the first one. Endgame looking very hungry for this. 5 tanks doing more than 2k. this is exactly why they're in the top 8. They are seasoned. They know what to do about Crowley. They know Crowley is sitting deep with those MLE, so they pretty much can't rush past A. So what they did is they tried to cap A, which they did, and Milk preventing the MLEs to go forward to spot that light tank just in time. And Endgame able to focus fire really well in a numerical disadvantage near to the spawn. And Endgame's crossfire are coming in pretty nicely. It was a dominant performance by Endgame for me. So well done to Endgame, 1-0 for now. Let me see if we have results for the match for third place for other groups. And as we can see, TQT 4-2 against Noxu, which means TQT will get the third place and a spot in the top 8. Well done to TQT. Next we have I still playing against RNG, but Bot 4-1 against TUFUA, which is a decisive victory for Bot. They will get the third place, but will not be enough to overtake Istra, I'm afraid. Let me double check. Then Olendi still playing against FAZE. So well done to Bot. So I'm just going to register the number of cups. We have TQT third and Bot third. That will mean now TQT will still be in the 7th place, but they're safe. Bot will be in the 17th place despite that win. Nothing will change. Isra will still be in the top 16 with the loss, potentially against Axe, and Axe have to do extremely well. Now, Crowley versus Endgame. Crowley, looking at Axon in the T100 LT, going for A, and we can also see Endgame with the tanks going for C. Let's look at Axon in the T100 LT, spotting Winchellate and Alpha. Good spot, good position to spot, a common position to spot as a light tank. But Akason might be calling it a day. They might have enough information because 5 of the tanks are going for C. Foxy will sense some trouble very soon. He will get C just in time. He will not be happy about what will happen next, because tanks are Foxy dropping right away to prevent getting shut down immediately. Probably will get C back, which means Endgame might have to get a cap, and they're going to try B because no one's going to contest B. Crowley might not be in position to do that. A will be captured by Endgame, but that will not bring Endgame the cap lead because the cap lead is now with Crowley after capturing C and B. Akason's going for B mode potentially. Endgame got A, but they will have to rotate now. Foxy, you don't want to go straight down to B because I think Crowley is looking at that. So what will happen now is that Winchellate gets really aggressive, dropping immediately to B. Can Endgame get B? Will Crowley be able to reset B? Oh, Crowley are they in position? Look at Tokonami going up. Endgame crossfire will be coming in the direction of Tokonami. That means Tokonami can't reset B. Endgame gets the cap lead back, but Lego is now in deep trouble as he is getting pushed by 4 Crowley tanks. Kakado is there, dropping the tungsten shell. Endgame needs a response. They have to support Lego quickly enough. But Endgame has the crossfire. Can Lego survive? If Lego survive, that would be huge. But if Crowley lose a tank, that will also be huge. Good kill onto White. Endgame, they lose Lego, it's not going to be a big deal. Because Endgame killed 2 tanks of Crowley. And they still have 6 really healthy tanks. Akasol getting B. But is it going to change stuff? Is it going to change matters? Because Endgame will get C eventually. Although Crowley is really close in getting A as well. But Endgame needs to get those tanks out immediately. Otherwise, they will lose the cap lead and they will be in deep trouble. And Endgame, they are taking some time in doing this. Foxy needs to drop into C right away. Oh dear, I think there might be trouble for Endgame here. They're going to lose all caps. Foxy now dropping into C. Endgame struggling to kill off Tokonami and Kakado. Both of these tanks are trying as best as they could. and delaying Endgame's push. But Endgame is going to win this fight. Endgame will get up an army. And then Kakadu, but great kill to Alpha. Important kill right here. Oh, we're seeing Kakadu taken out. Endgame will get C back, but Crowley still have 2 caps compared to Endgame with 1. Unless Endgame are able to take out Akason and Mankola. This will be a close one. Crowley could still take this one home. They have to find out where Akason is. But KROLI is trying to get B. Crowley not resetting B, which means Endgame will get the cap lead back. And they can breathe a huge sigh of relief with this capture. Foxy finding Akason, and it's all about 1 versus 1. If Foxy wins this 1 versus 1, this is surely going in favor of Endgame. Endgame. Can they do this? Can they pull this off? Great kill to Akason. That leaves Mamkola, the last person standing. Endgame looking very solid here. Orca, good shot onto it's a bounce. I think it's a bounce onto Mamkola. Foxy running around in circles with Mankola, but Mankola, stopping just in time. Hoping that Foxy would overpeak, but it would not be the case. Foxy takes puts a shot in onto Mankola, and Endgame gets a cat win. 1,000 cat points, 2-0 for Endgame. Well done to Endgame. Good response to Lego being pushed, and Crowley having little idea on what to do in that situation. I mean, I don't think they're playing they're using all their effort here, but Endgame is trying to get the win. It looks really hungry, and it's good for them. Good for them. They will tell us that they're still in the running for a top 4. This performance will be good for them, but Crowley will change their lineup, going for a really green lineup. If you know what I mean there. That looks very, very green. But 2-0 for Endgame now. Do we have results for Group 1? Wax still playing against Isra. That could go to a tiebreaker, I think. I still playing against RNG, but FAZE 4-3 against Olendi. That was close, but not enough to send them to the top 8. I mean, I can reload. I can now load the leaderboard. FAZE would is currently in the 11th place after the win against Olendi. Although that will not matter now. They will bow out tonight with 40,768 cups. Isra can pull off an upset. Spoil the party, and that could mean Immortals. It will be between Immortals and also Porg now. Now let me just stop the poll. 39% of you say that Axe will be in the top 8. Immortals, 36 of you say that Immortals will be in the top 8. Let's go back in. Endgame leading 2-0. They only need to win 2 more to take home their first ever group win on day 3. That would not matter anyway. They're in the top 8. Crowley also in the top 8. I think this is pretty much fighting for
Time to roll out.
pretty much fighting for dignity. Nothing really important. I mean, Crowley from the south spawn, Endgame from the north spawn, and Orca and Super Conqueror not spotting anything. I don't know why I'm following that tank. At the same time, Endgame is going for A. Let's follow Axel. And the C100 LT spotting Lego, Alpha, and KROLI. Winchellate gets shot at while trying to cross. Good shot onto White, but Winchellate, are you able to survive in this position? Look at this. This is going to be a tough one. White takes another hit, but Crowley, there are a lot of angles to work with from Winchellate. Oh, good shot onto Winchellate. Now Winchellate is in deep trouble. But But Endgame still has the advantage in hit points, but I fear for them with Winchley potentially out of the fight there. Endgame trying their hand on A. They're trying to get a cap lead, trying to put themselves in a better situation, but Endgame gets A. Important cap there. Akason gets a shot there, but will not be enough to reset A. Winchley relocating to get into safer position. Now down to 1,386 hit points. Now, going into the important position, this is probably going to be good for Winchley to hold down. But we could potentially see a push coming in from Crowley. Bot to be going in first, but going in alone a little bit. How will Endgame respond to this? This is a big push from Crowley. This could potentially work for Crowley. It's all about focus fire now, but Endgame's crossfire, will they work? Endgame looking quite spread out, and Crowley's focus fire would not be too difficult, I would say. Alpha quite low, Tokonabi down to one shot, and out of the fight by fire. Great kill by Endgame. They're working the crossfire really well. Next, Endgame looking for Mancala down to a one shot here. And the hit points are huge favor of Endgame. Lego being chased down by Lego. Winchley down to one shot will be killed by White, but good shot onto Akason. Mancala taken out. And we're going to be seeing a 5 versus 6 situation here. KROLI on the high ground. They put a big shot onto Kakadu. And still the A cap. Crowley with that push didn't seem to work out well. Endgame's crossfire is just... Oh, it's just... on top. They are on top with their crossfire. Great job to Endgame. Lego gets Kakadu out of the way. 2 versus 5 now. Akason looking for KROLI. But KROLI will put a big shot to Akason, leaving Akason a one shot. Potentially killed by Orca. And Akason gets killed by Orca. Great job. Virulentus, the last one standing, which means Endgame will lead by 3-0. Well done to Endgame. 3-0 now. They only need to win one more. But do we have more results? How are the tiebreakers going for other groups? Let's find out now. Will Axe win against Isra? Let me find out now. Let me change. And... oh no. Axe lost to Isra. Oh. This is huge. Which means Axe are out of top 8. We're going to be seeing a new team in the top 8 after tonight. So it's going to be either Immortals or POG. Meanwhile, we have RNG's 4-3 against Imported win for RNG. That would not send them to the top 16 though. But it's a great performance nonetheless. And yes, we have all the third places decided. We could give you the table. We will show you the table now. RNG is getting a third place, and also Isra getting the third place. Important win for Isra, spoiling the party. Now the leaderboard will look like this. Essentially, only POG are able to overtake Immortals. Immortals will feel confident now. Top 8 would look like this. The top 16 would look like this. RNG in the 19th place. But between Immortals and POG, now who will get the win? Who will qualify? If Immortals win, then everything is settled. If POG win, then they have to hope that APA win. What is going to be the scoreline here? We will find out now. The very last battle of tonight for Group 1. Potentially Endgame versus Crowley. Crowley not really in the mood, to be honest with you. They don't look as solid as the other nights that we've followed for other streamers. Endgame, if they win, that's really good. That will send them higher up on the leaderboard, and they don't really need that, but it's still good. Or the seeding for the top 8 stage would not matter because it's a double Well, it's a round robin. Seeding would not matter. Good job to Tokonami getting that position. This position is going to give you a lot of spots, and I mean he's in T100 LT, and he's going to decap A in that position. Whoever's coming close to A will get shot at by a lot. So great job to Crowley there. But then endgame, this is not a rare strategy. Some clans have done that before, and if you could prevent yourself getting spotted by the other team and isolate the attacks, then that 200 LT Tokonami would not be able to do much. Endgame so far puts a good shot onto White and good shot onto Menkala. Kakado is trying to get A, but will he succeed in doing so? Oh, Alpha misses that shot. Alpha gets shot at as well. Kakado will go back into drive back into safety. Will not get A. Tokonami gets a good shot onto Milk. Tokonami doing a good job in that corner. And endgame is trying to fire. Blind fire there. That shot didn't hit. Fox trying to put another shot, another blind fire. That also didn't hit. Endgame still with a hit point advantage. Oh, takes a hit from Akason. Endgame bleeding. This is not a good start for Endgame, I'm afraid. And Crowley still quite spread out, but they're trying to push onto lane now. Endgame, if they will need to be ready if that happens. Winchellate trying to get Akason's spot again, but Akason will drop down, and I think Crowley might be mounted to push over to Wade. They're gaining control. They're trying to cap A again, and Alpha will be tasked to reset that, but look at this. He will get double tap, potentially. Oh, those two shots did not hit. Alpha able to put another shot in as the 60 TPs have low DPM and will be able to prevent Crowley from getting A here. Good job to endgame. And Crowley would be gutted for not putting shots onto Alpha. Endgame now trading better, but Milk has taken a lot of hits. It's now a 7-7 still, but Winchellate is going deep into the enemy's setup. But Winchellate is also very low. Kakado is also quite low. Good shot onto Mamkula, but Winchellate, can he survive? That's $1 million question. He's now one shot. He will be killed by Mamkula. That's 7 versus 6. Crowley and Endgame are even in hit points. But Crowley gets B. That will give Endgame the lead, actually. Very soon. Although not now, because they lost tank. In terms of hit points, the hit points are still with Crowley. Alpha is getting pushed by bot to B. Big shot from bot to B onto Alpha. Now Alpha might have to run away. Endgame looking quite spread out at the moment. Foxy is relocating in the moment, so Lego is having a lot of responsibility on his hands. Mamkula takes a hit. Lego's going to put a shot onto Mamkula. Good shot! Great kill, important kill. But Alpha is also removed from the battlefield. It's now 6 versus 5. Endgame trying to seal the deep. It's a 4 versus 6. This is going to be really difficult for Endgame to make a comeback unless they kill another tank, which is Kakado. Down to one shot. Great kill from Lego. It's now 5 versus 4. Lego still healthy, but trying to play against Violentus. I think Crowley will get one back here. Great goal to Orca. Lego is out of the fight, meaning KROLI is the last person standing. Wow. What a game. Great job to Crowley this time. Endgame. I think bled a little bit too much. Winchellate trying to go there alone without much support. Crowley are in good position to shut that tank down, meaning Endgame aren't able to pincer Crowley like before and work their crossfire, bringing the scoreline to a 1-3. Well done to Crowley. 1-3. 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and endgame 2 tanks doing more than 2k. And now we're on to Hellers. And let's see the results for other groups. Do we have 4-0 victories? Okay. IKPA 4-0 against Rejects. That's a huge victory for IKPA, although it doesn't matter anyway. And then we have Ikra still playing against Hull. Doesn't matter anyway. Immortal still playing against APA, and Veil still playing against Paul. So we only have one group finishing with a 4-0 victory. So let's say Crowley versus Endgame. Endgame taking double Super Conquerors, double E5, so 215B, double Strift K. Looking at Crowley's side, we are seeing double 62Ps, a Strift K and 121B, a 200 LT at 62P, and a T110 E5. We have around, we don't have a lot of time left. Hello's not map that is played often on the EU server. I think we've seen a couple on the APAC server, but not on the EU server. It is brought back for this season. I'm not sure it was there for the winter season, but at least I know it's not there during the autumn season. The AB caps are really close with one another, so there is either a play over to C or AB, but it appears we're going to be seeing a play over to C, with how Crowley has set themselves up. Endgame still leading 3-1. Can they bring it over the line? They want their first 3 battles really well. Doesn't matter if they lose the next 3. It's all about fighting for pride. We're seeing A being captured by Crowley first, and Vigilate going for B. Nothing much has happened here in terms of trading. Both teams haven't traded. Again, Endgame with a lead in hit points. White spotted, Vigilate spotted. Vigilate will get B, and Crowley will have a cap lead as they captured A more quickly. It is the case. And B is captured Crowley. That's lost some hit points with Takonami, but that's not going to be definitive. Milk trying to capture C. Ooh. A miss from Memkala. Akason trying to reset C, I think. Oh, good reset shot there. They're trying to staircase with one another to make it difficult for Crowley, moving backwards and forwards. And this is going to work. Endgame will get a cap lead back with 2 caps, but then B cap is going to be taken care of by Endgame. Double Strift K and a Vigilate at the back. What will Crowley do here with when they are under a cap down? You can see Crowley trying to get B, and this will be really tough because Endgame are ready for this. Endgame ready for this. You have Crowley also in this position to overlook this. So Crowley, what would they do? Endgame still training really nicely. So pressures onto Crowley. Crowley, they need to mount a good push. We are seeing Orca missing the shot. And Akason tentatively staying in that position. B and C are still in the hands of Endgame and Crowley. Are they preparing for a push over to B? They're still pretty spread out, so we don't know what they are doing at the moment. The time is running out. We're approaching 800 cap soon. If Crowley does not do anything, then Endgame will be able to win this by caps. And also, at the same time, Endgame know how to play with caps. So it's not like Endgame don't know what to do in that situation. Good shots onto White. It's going to be hard for Crowley to do to get B. Look at the reset shots coming in from Endgame. But will Crowley be able to take B? Alpha. Toss to put a shot in. Oh, but it's a bounce out. Oh! Shots onto Crowley again. The double tanks on B. Struggling to get B. Dropping a lot of hit points doing that. At the same time, Endgame have made an initiative to push onto Virulentis. Not sure what Virulentis is doing there because he is pretty much going alone. Milk gets the kill onto Virulentis and Crowley decides to push forward. Gatsby right at the end, but endgame they lose a tank. If endgame maintains the lineup, they kill a couple more tanks, and this game will go to endgame. Bot to be is now very, very low. And if endgame are not quick in getting those kills, Crowley could steal it under the noses of endgame, but this is going to be it. Endgame for kill on Akasan will seal them an important group win 4-1 against Crowley. That would definitely seal them a place in the professional tournament. Well done to endgame. Oh, let's go back and see the damage, because I immediately skipped that. So going back, Crowley 1 tank doing more than 2k, and endgame 2 tanks doing more than 2k. Crowley wanted to go for B, but as you all know, when you're under a cap disadvantage, then when you're under a cap on disadvantage, then the defending team knows they have to defend the bases. This is the first intuition. Crowley went for that at the start, I think. They were struggling to get that, and they lost so many hit points in trying to get A. Endgame is a really seasoned team. They know what to do in those situations, and unfortunately, Endgame, I mean, Crowley was not able to take A and, well, B, I mean. And they lost so many hit points in doing that. They tried to make a push at the end, but that push was not good. Was pretty disorganized. Like a couple Violences going there alone, allowing Endgame to shut that down quickly. Endgame almost threw that one away when they were a little bit slow in getting tanks up, but getting Akasan out of the way was enough for them. 4-1-4 Endgame. Alright, do we have resets for Paul versus Vale? That will all matter here. Rolling is streaming that. AKRA still playing against who? Doesn't matter for them. Immortal still playing against AP, and Vale still playing against Pog. Alright. I mean, in this situation, the only thing I would need to do is to send you all to watch those streams. AKRA, their result against who would not matter at all, but at least we know Endgame won their group. ARWV won their group, and that's it for me. That's it for me. I will still be staying here as I'm watching. But you're free to watch other streams. Well done to Endgame tonight. Important win. Impressed about that performance. Unfortunately, Axe will not be in the top 8. Raid will not be in the top 8. Remains to be seen when it's going to be Immortals or Paul. So, looking back at the leaderboard, again, the top 8, we have Aqua, Rejects, Crowley, APA, Endgame, AKRA, TQT, Immortals, and Raid. TQT and Immortals, no Raid. Raid in the 9th place. Axe, FAZE, Pog, Vale, Hull, Isra, and Noxon. These are your teams for the Professionals Tournament and the Challengers Tournament. Subject to changes, subject to violations check. This could change if any team in the top 16 are found to be guilty of breaching the rules. But for now, these are your top 16 teams. So let me just give you the links for groups 4 and 5, which will be Fujit, and also Rolling Swarm, Group 5. These 2 streams are still going on, I believe. So you're free to go to those streams and check out how they're doing. But for now, that's it for me. Although I will still be staying and check out. We have more results coming through. Let me just reload. Oh, AKRA 4-2 against Hull, so AKRA will get a first place as expected. Meanwhile, groups 4 and 5, do we have results? They are still playing at the moment. This is going to go down to the wire. But yes, feel free to check out those streams. Okay. Let me play a game. While we wait. Although, go ahead and watch Fujit and Rolling as they're still streaming the tournaments. For now, Axe will not be in the top 8. Raid will not be in the top 8. FAZE will not be in the top 8. That leaves only Immortals and Hawk. I'll play in the WZ 1, 2, 3.
Let's get this show on the road.
It's going to be tricky. I have to run away from this.
We didn't penetrate their armor. One of our tracks is damaged.
Hope we will be training better in this one. In the back chat, it's there. Give it a shot.
Penetration.
Oh, come on.
Crack hit. We've damaged them. Enemy vehicle
That's the
destroyed.
tank out of the way. Oh, the gorilla's not looking at me, I think.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy hit. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy armor is hit.
Well, it's not good.
Crack hit.
Should not take that shot. Oh, I can't wait. Can you kill that gorilla for me, please? Oh no, that was not. That was not a kill. Sadly.
We've damaged them. Penetration.
Oh no. I'm going to die, I think. Yeah. And try to buy as much time as possible.
We've had it.
Yeah.
Everybody out.
No, no way we're going to win this one. Sadly, no. Alright. Let's go back. Right, then we have results for other groups. Who will get the top 8 in the end? Alright. Vale, 4-2 against Pog. Which means Pog will not get top 8. That seals the deal. Immortals are officially in the top 8. They have qualified to the top 8. Congratulations to Immortals, sad news to Vale. They were so close, but their seeding was not theirs to be taking. I mean, look at it. Looking at the leaderboard for Vale. Group. I mean, first group of skill tournament they were facing against Rejects. Second group of skill tournaments they were up against Rejects as well. In the semi-final and group, and then first group of skill tournament. Oh, they've beaten Immortals, that was important, but they lost to Ikra 0-3 and Jones 1-4. What would have happened if they actually won against Jones? They could have been in the top 8 actually, but unfortunately they won't be in the top 8 in the end. So that only leaves Immortals vs APA, which is streamed by Fujit, and doesn't matter the result now. Vale will not overtake Immortals in any situation, any circumstances. Pog will be in the will be tied with FAZE in the same number of cups. Okay, so that's it for now, everyone. Your top 8 for the EU server is AQVA, Rejects, Crowley, APA, Acra, Endgame, TQT, and Immortals. Huge congratulations to Immortals tonight. They were hoping the odds will go their way, but this is their night. This is going to the results tonight will send them to the top 8. Say goodbye to Raid and Axe. So sorry about this, but at least Challengers will be really exciting to watch. Vale, Raid, Axe, Pog, no, even FAZE. I mean, all of those 8 teams are closely matched. You can't really call a winner, I would say. The power rating would also suggest the same. So thank you all for watching. I will see you 3 days after as we begin the professional tournament. Huge congratulations to Immortals. Well done to you tonight. Thank you all. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.